Hello and welcome to Ditch Witch Diaries. Today we're going to be talking about banishing again. We're on the second week of banishing, and this time we've both brought a little something to the table to show you kind of some of the things that you can do or make or create that use herbs or either the ones we talked about or other herbs, and you'll see that the ones that I brought are like ones that I had around me. You can use the herbs that you have around you. And then, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. It's kind of going to be a practical week. And it's going to be something unique because, I mean, we can show you like how to do all the big things. And I'm sure we'll get to those things like making oils and making tinctures and doing all those things. I like maybe in the next month when we talk about protection, we'll be doing those kind of things, or cleansing, we can talk about some of those things. But right now we're going to be doing a couple of really fun things. And I have a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation with a video included. So let's just get started. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. So, okay. So we're gonna make a Banishing Besom. I'm gonna like kind of go through what it is and how you make it, and then I've got one to make, and I'll tell you where I got the materials, and anyway, so here we go. You know what? And the funny thing is that I don't really use like I'm not like a witch that like sweeps the circle every time, or like some witches really love that besom, which is a broom. We're going to be making a little whisk of a besom, but I'm not usually a witch that does that. But this kind of like mini whiskey besom was kind of rad, and I liked it and it appealed to me, and I thought that it would be really great for using in a space. So,
I
what?
agree. I don't really use it either.
Yeah. Neither one of us do. So, if you didn't know, Raven and I have been practicing together for quite a long time. Although now we're separated. When we were together, we we kind of know how we practice. So that's
Yeah. I feel like you could pick up on that if you've seen our video.
exactly. We like herbs.
Yeah.
We like making things with herbs. We like doing things with the things we make with the
Yeah. And then one of us will say something like in the video, and the other one's like, me too, or like, me either. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
So, like I said, a Banishing Besom is going to be a witch's broom, and it's like for the purpose of clearing out unwanted energy, getting that ick out, anything that's uninvited. And it's not for cleaning the floors. Like the kind we're going to be making isn't even for like, because some besoms that witches make are for like, they actually use it on the ground to clear a circle. This is not for that. This is for sweeping away all that spiritual gunk and psychic crap that's inside of you, and any bad vibes floating around your space, even lingering emotions inside you. So these are going to be, it's also, well, we'll go into that more. So it's going to be crafted, and I love it because I got, let me show you. I'll show you. So I got this packet of these like handcrafted like little
That's cute.
besoms. I know. And I got them on Amazon, and they're actually made, they're different sizes, and they were really inexpensive. And they're made out of corn, which also is
Mm.
in that list. And you know what? It's so funny because in the last video, I couldn't come up with the word exhaustive. And so I used the word cumulative. So I
Mm.
just wanted to like banish that word. Get rid of that word, because it's like I was like it was bugging me. I'm like, what word was I
Mm.
trying to come up with? It's not like cute. Like she has an exhaustive list, I feel like, of like banishing herbs. And so one of them was corn. So I was like, oh my
Mm.
gosh, this is like, again, just another thing that's on the list. So these are like corn, little whiskey brooms, but they're also like most little whisks are made from corn. So that I found, even the ones that are with the metal on the top that you get that are like kind of more commercial or whatever. So I
You
just
can
thought,
also, I have one in my kitchen. It's also a small one like that. I got it from Trader Joe's, like
oh,
around Christmas. They
there you go.
have those like cinnamon pine cones, but they also have cinnamon scented like little like handheld brooms, little besoms. And yeah, I like it. So
Yeah,
nice.
and
Amazon's probably cheaper, but
it's almost like you are sweeping the air with it. It's almost like you're
mm-hmm.
sweeping away the energy. You're like
Yeah.
breaking up the energy. And it's not like I said, it's not like a whisk to be used like on
Yeah.
things. It's like more like to sweep away the energy. So it's like a boundary tool, part wand, part ward. We're gonna make one of these tonight and we're gonna make it into a witchy tool. This is like something that I purchased, and then we are going to make it into a witchy tool tonight. So let's see here. So I did a video because one of the things here, we'll go. Okay, so before I go there, I want to tell you. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be attaching herbs. And I wanted to kind of show you around the herbs in my garden because that's where I got these herbs and they're not dried because I wanted to kind of lash them on when they weren't dried and have them dry. Um, which kind of raised the idea of whether I wanted to include juniper or not. I may just use
Mm.
that as like a little to clear the air tonight. Because you know what? When it dries, it kind of just like dies. It kind of like those little pine needle spines, they
Mm.
just go everywhere. And I
Yeah.
don't want that like at all. So I don't think, even though I did harvest some, I think I'm going to use it more. Even though it's green right now, I'm still going to try to light it because I think it has, juniper has so many oils in it that it usually will light anyway. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, this is me. Hello. We are going to go on a little bit of a tour through my property that I live on right now. Like I said, I'm going to be moving in a little bit, but I wanted to show you, we have so many banishing herbs here, and I will definitely be trying to take as many of them as I can, or maybe just replanting in my new place, you know? I don't want to uproot anything. They love it here. But the first one we're going to go find is the Datura. So let me go and take you. We got to kind of go through a bit of a hike down here. It's a little bit crazy. It has not been groomed in quite a while, so I'm making my way through. But I just wanted to show it to you. So we've got a couple different Datura plants over here. So this is one, and you can see it's closed up right now because it's sunny and hot, but it will open later on. It does open, and there's another one up there as well, but look at how beautiful this is. I love her. Okay, and then there's another one up this way, and this has a bunch of flowers on it too. So let's see if we can see right there. See her? That is like a lovely, humongous Datura. And let me see if I can show you. All these like little flowers are, again, they are a little wilted from the sun, but there she is. Anyway, so that's the Datura. We had to climb down here, and I will be harvesting a little bit of this for what comes next. I have to get all the dirt out of my foot because we went hiking, and of course I'm hiking in sandals. It's like typical for me. So I didn't realize how many of my plants that I have growing here were banishing herbs until I started like thinking about them seriously, and I realized there are so many. So let's go through them, and I'll show you all of them and tell you which ones are good for this project. So as you can see here, we have some chamomile here. Probably not the one I'm going to choose. We have some strawberry, again, not a banishing herb. But if you look right here, what is this? Look at this lovely. That is Valerian root. So I'm excited about that. And we're gonna harvest some of that. So what's next? Let's come around here. And we have a ton of, this is all lemon balm. The rosemary's not looking particularly healthy, but this right here, this humongous plant that kind of got pushed over, this is rue. So we'll be using, look at that cute little rue flower. We'll be using rue, and I can just smell it. It smells so amazing. We'll be using rue on the little project we're doing. But I do want to show you the other herbs I have. So these little guys, these are all skull cap right there. There's another little skull cap right there. And then this is all ashwagandha right there. So it's lovely little things. And then if we come through here, I have this humongous lavender, which we won't be using, of course. But then there's all this St. John's wort right there, and we'll be using some of that St. John's wort. So what else? Let's turn around here. And the bank of mugwort. Mugwort it just grows endlessly. It grows all over the place. I have to keep cutting it back. In fact, look, here's a little sprout right here. It just grows and grows and grows. There's one right here, look. Okay, anyway. So, we're gonna use some of that mugwort, of course. And I have this Papa aloe. Look at that aloe. Woo! And then I'll show you some other ones that we're not gonna use though. I've got this patchouli back here. It smells delicious. It's humongous. Look at this. I forgot what that is. That is citronella. That's citronella. It smells just delightful, and it produces the most amazing. See, there it is right there. That's citronella. It's amazing. And we've got more. We're doing this hydroponic kind of gardening, and this is all like citronella will just grow so easily in this hydroponic garden. We're giving it a go. And then finally, these ones kind of took a little bit of a hit, but finally we get back here, and I have all this. This right here is a humongous horseradish plant right here, and it's surrounded by all this all these strawberries. So I don't know what the strawberries are gonna taste like. They probably will be a little horseradishy strawberry. That's kind of fun though. But I can see already, I'm looking around here, and I see that the lemon balm, because it's part of the mint family, has already escaped its surroundings here. How fun. Anyway, we've got some jasmine vining up there as well, if you can see that. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's a little bit of the stuff that I have growing up here and some of the stuff that we're gonna use. So I will see you back in my room. Okay, so, and the two plants I forgot to show you that are growing on my property that we're going to use too is Juniper, which I already described, we're just going to light, and pink peppercorn. There's a humongous pink peppercorn plant. It is just like, it just is astronomically big. So we're going to use that too. So why would we use these? Well, let's just go through them really quickly. So Datura, of course, this is like a baneful herb. Again, we're going to talk a little bit, in 2 weeks, we're going to have like a little bit of a theoretical banishing theory thing. And one of the things I'm going to talk about a little bit is why baneful herbs and why they're tied to banishing often. So Datura is like a liminal gateway. It's used for spirit communication. A lot of these herbs are used for spirit communication. And it's like it's a baneful boundary setter. So Juniper, purification, warding, ancestral protection. Valerian, of course, that's gonna like Valerian puts you to sleep. So we're talking about trance, like inducing, um, deep deep root work because it's the root that you use, spirit banishing and grounding restless energy. So Witchwort, which was the St. John's wort that I talk about. And the reason why it's called St. John's wort is because they get these like little it's it's St. John's Day is at Midsummer. It's just like a co-option of Midsummer, and so that's why we call it Witchwort, is because it's just like anything that happens around the 20th to the and 24th is St. John's Day. Then they call it St. John's or they tie it to St. John's Day, but really it's like it's Midsummer, and they get these little yellow flowers at Midsummer that if you pinch them like they turn red actually. So even though they look very delicate and they don't like the heat at all, okay, they're very powerful and they give off this like blood red, and so it banishes spiritual darkness and it's a protective solar shield. Mugwort, like one I went to the first introduction to Mugwort I got was a instructor many years ago told me that if you throw Mugwort on a campfire during like a camp out, like everybody will have instructive and really potent dreams. So Mugwort is all about dream paths and psychic clarity and even protection from trickster energies. So pink peppercorn, fire and flesh. It clears out resentment. It burns emotional residue away. And horseradish is, again, another boundary setter. It's like got this get out energy in root form. So that's why those. So now what are we going to do with this Banishing Besom? Okay, we're going to sweep out the ick. Okay, so like just like I said, we're going to sweep it through the air, and we're going to talk about this in the kind of whether you do it counterclockwise. That's like a whole other like kind of banishing theoretical idea, but we're going to be moving it around the space. So symbolically and energetically, we're going to be pushing out things. We're going to be pushing out emotional heaviness, lingering energies from old guests that have been in your space. You can push out the energy of old patterns that you just can't get rid of, that just feel stuck inside you. Psychic clutter after shadow work or grief. And I really, I can get things really stuck inside me, things that have taken years to finally get out. And I think I would have done well with the Banishing Besom a while ago. So also, we talked a little bit when we talked about those herbs about spiritual boundary setting. And that's another huge one. And a huge one that a lot of us have to learn about boundaries and about what that means, and how maybe like that will be part of our like little theory class, because boundary setting is all about us. It's not about other people respecting you or what you say. If you say don't want to be talked to bad, like it's not on them. Like it's on us to maintain our own boundaries. And so whether that's like not talking to that person or deciding to distance yourself from that person, if we're talking about in that respect, but also like when you do things like using like banishing rituals and using tools like a Banishing Besom, like you're setting a boundary for yourself. So, and the besom becomes like kind of an almost guardian that you can hang up and set it behind a mirror, lay it across a windowsill, put it up across your door. It becomes like a boundary setting device that you can, it will remind you, and it will energetically remind others like of that's not allowed in here. So in my space. So, and also, this also is a reminder that this is like a regular thing. Banishing isn't like a one and done. Like you banish something and then it's gone forever. No, like you can use this besom like on new moons, after conflict. If you have bad dreams in your space, you can tell that I have bad dreams. Like my dreams are really extreme and they are really insightful. And some of them, they can be really terrible, like terrors, like night terrors. Like you can see I have dream catchers. I have like Guadalupe behind me, like looking down on me in my bed. And it's because like it's to like kind of God protect me in that dream space. So you can use a besom if you're in one of these little whiskey besoms before spell work or rituals or before meditation. Anytime that your space feels off, you can use one of these. You can, if it's nearby and it's hung up nearby, you can just trust your intuition and you could just grab it anytime you need it. If it calls to you, sweep it, sweep, sweep, sweep. So I have, before I create this little thing, I have a little, I often do little rhymes that I love rhymes in spell work. So it's one of my things. So I will say it and then we will get started. With root and leaf and fire and thorn, I bind the broom where banes are born. By flame of pepper, dream of wort. By breath of juniper, pain I thwart. Datura guards the spirit gate. Valerian soothes what would agitate. By horseradish wrath and witchwort flame, I sweep away what has no name. Bound by black and sealed by my will, this broom now banishes what may chill. So I would say that after it's made as well, but I like that.
Nice. I like that
Yeah.
too.
So let me stop sharing and stop sharing. Perfect. Okay, and I will bring these out. Will show you what I've got here and how I'm gonna do this. And you know what? I have some gloves here because I don't know that I don't know. I don't think Detroit isn't gonna hurt me like if I touch it. So maybe I don't need that. But I didn't want to get all yuck all over me. And I'm putting like a piece this down, and I'll put one down when we switch over to ravens as well because I don't want to mix the two. I kind of want it to be like a discrete thing, even though it's going to be used for the same things. I want it to like have its own spot. And anyway, this can get messy. So first of all, I will show you this. I've got a couple pieces of this. This is all mugwort. This is like the end of the mugwort, like the very end. It smells pretty good. Let's see if we have more mugwort. We do. I have another piece because I love it's so big. There's so much mugwort. I can't even tell you how much. There's so much. And then I have this is like little witchwort. It's a little frazzled. And I have a piece of this is from the horseradish.
Nice.
And we've got the rue. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of rue. And rue is used in cooking sometimes. So like in some cultures, especially cultures that are south of the American border, not south of the equatorial border, it's often used a lot more in cooking than we do in lily white America. This is some of the datura, of course.
Yes.
And Valerian, the little spiky things of Valerian.
Yes.
And then I have some of this, and I'm gonna light. I've got a little piece too. I'm not gonna use this, in fact. This is that juniper, but I'm gonna actually get a light. I got a little piece of it here that I'm gonna try to light a little bit and kind of get some of that just to kind of clear the energy in this room and this space. And these are, and also to clear these herbs and get them ready for being used for banishing. This is pink peppercorn, and this is more datura. So let me see, there's a datura and there's a pink peppercorn. So there's some more pink peppercorn. I'm not going to use all of this. I was just like showing it to you. Anyway, so and I do this thing like these like soul collage cards, and I don't want to use that word though because it's well these are soul collage cards, but I'm not an instructor. Although you know what, I'm thinking about going to those classes so that I can just say that I'm an instructor. But this is my Sorceress soul collage card. It's one of my favorites, so I'm gonna just leave it out for this kind of thing. So I suggest you like do that when you're doing like making things, like witchy things, I suggest you do all the things, like leave
Should I
out.
get mine out?
Sure,
My
please.
Magic one. Let's see.
You can get this away.
My bag of cards and the goodies.
All my herbs are put away for moving, and I cannot wait until they're out. But you can see it. There is a little smoke here. But I knew it would because even though it's green, there is some. It's got so much oil, so many oils in it. It's like really potent. So it's one of those things. If you have a really there we go.
Could
And
use that just to like smudge almost. Or I know sponge is a
yeah, that's another thing. I know we've got to keep it. Well, when I go back, I'll make a list of all the things that we've noted to talk about in theoretical.
yeah.
But I want to have another conversation about smoke cleansing or smoke clearing, the use of smoke in witchy spaces or in magical spaces. I love that.
Yeah, agreed.
So I'm just, oh, it smells so good. And juniper just burns so much anyway. Like it's got such so much burn in it, and I think even before this, I know I said that other one, but I think I will say like I have kind of a like a I don't know. Here's another one. Invocation, evocation, what
Oh yeah.
that whole that whole
That
thing.
whole thing.
That's like
Yeah.
that is a cesspool of discussion, let me tell you. People think that like the discussion about smoke clearing is like a cesspool of discussion. It is not. Like the invoking, evoking.
Comparatively.
Oh, I know. I could go off about it, but whatever I'm doing, so
Yeah.
the goddess that I is my patron goddess is Circe. So I'm just gonna say my little, in fact, I'm gonna do all the things. In fact, why not?
Do it.
Yeah. I've got myself a little count my little black candle. I'll light that, and I'll also light my Circe candle here. My Circe candle, of course, because she is like, even though she's like a badass of the universe, she is a daughter of Helios, of the sun. So we've got that lit, and we've got this, my black candle lit, and we're gonna light this again, see if this will take off, and I will say my evocation, invocation. Tightness, maker of magic, spellcaster supreme, Circe, goddess of my soul, let your power be seen. Mistress of natural forces, who turns men into swine, makes potions with a vine, still a sea monstrous to enshrine. To me your ear incline. I call on you, who knows ferocious vengeance, turned against another on a whim of independence. Bring me your sovereignty, Circe be near. I call on your witchcraft, full of courage, no fear. I know your ways. I study your herbs, your wand in my hand I use. I honor you deeply with yarn and with spell. I call on your power moving through me let loose. Circe, sorceress divine, I am yours and you are mine. Okay.
It's been a minute since I've heard that.
I know, huh? So I've got those going, and then this is the one that I am going to use. And I will speed this up when we get going because look, this is the worst. This is like, you're gonna die, okay? This is a nest of like twine. Like I can never find the beginning. I can never always just cut a piece out of it because I just can never even find the beginning. So, so it's just, I know, it's crazy. I just start a new space and it never seems to like I have no idea like where, like I just pull at it and then just like snip it somewhere like this because it's just like it is like a nest. Like
Oh
I
my
just can't.
God.
I know. So So what you want
So,
to do is you want to start here and then decide kind of, I am going to use some of these big ones first. So maybe like this one, and I've already decided that I'm going to like cut it off. So like I'm going to like do all of these and then I'm going to take a big snip to it and cut it up here and
mm,
bind it all.
hmm.
So let's see here. Let's see if I can start it and then I'll show you. See, I'm going to tie it really tight here on here. And like I said, I'll speed this up. So I wish we both had these, but
I know. Well,
you're
and
out
I
of
was
that.
thinking I have the little besom in the kitchen that I got from Trader Joe's, but I don't have any herbs. So
I know. Don't you have herbs? I thought you had herbs growing all around you, don't you?
yeah, but I was thinking like what could I grab real quick? Oh, I could grab, we have a ton of holly.
Ah,
Um that's kind of baneful, right?
yeah.
We have, what else do we have? We have snowberry plants. We do have some trees, but we don't have juniper. Yeah, I don't think there's really much. I have a lot of poisonous berries around me, but not a lot of poisonous like other plants. Or like not just poisonous, but like baneful.
So I'm gonna wrap these around and I'm gonna wrap them around like a couple times like how I want them to be. So I'm like gonna just kind of like build it
Mm-hmm.
out how I want it to be. And then I've left enough of this so I can continue to like make knots in it. And if you want to like make this kind of even into like it's like a by knot of one, the spell began.
Mm-hmm.
Like by knot of
Little knot spell.
yeah, a little knot spell there, then you could even do that and plan how many knots you were going to have in it. That would even be kind of rad as well because we are. And then at the end, I'm going to just take it like this and then I've got to think of what I want next. I think I'm just going to have one like big like one like this. Like I said, I'm going to like cut it off like at the end.
Mm,
I'm gonna cut all this stuff that's at the top at the end. So it's gonna be like that.
nice.
Yes. And then at every time that I go around a couple times, I'm gonna hold it tight and then double knot it. There we go. And then to make sure that we include all of these little, so we're gonna put this Valerian in here. I'm gonna put a piece of the rue, and I don't know if I want all of it. It's a little, oh, it smells so good. The rue smells so good. I swear,
Yeah, I
maybe some
love
rue
rue.
too. The rue is amazing. You know what? We have a little thing about rue. We have a video about rue. Um, actually, you know who did it? You don't know her personally, do you? Like, there's
Okay.
another Rebekah that was like part of like JC's group that she
Mhm.
did the roux and then I'm gonna end it with this. So this is how my little bundle is gonna
Nice.
be. Let's see. There you go. Like
That
that.
looks good.
So yeah, so I'm just gonna
Rebekah, that's not the like Norris girl, right?
Norris.
The blonde.
Norse. No,
Oh
that
yeah,
no,
Norris,
no,
yeah.
no, 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 no. That's no,
Okay.
Rebekah is actually like she she she
I
is
don't know if I met her.
not no, she is not part of the Norse constituency.
Mm.
There's like a couple Norse groups there, and she is not. Okay, so I have done, let me show you here. Okay, so I have them all kind of wrapped like that, and I think I'm gonna wrap it like again, and then I'm gonna like cut off the like everything. And then I've got black ribbon to put on the top.
Nice.
Yeah, so I want to just wrap this around a couple times with my little nightmarishly tangled mess. We can just cut that off and then we can just store it away as a big loopy nightmare until the next time. And then I can't believe that I can never find an end. Like that's the
That's
weirdest thing. Isn't that weird? Like
especially because you just like keep creating new ends. Like you would
there should
think
be a
at some
million
point.
ends. Exactly. Okay, so then what I'm gonna do is, and I'm just gonna use my scissors, which is like hilariously weird, but I'm just gonna cut these off like that. I should probably have used like right. So then it's like this.
Nice.
So that's what it is. And it was just easy to, I mean, it was like you saw, it was just, I just like layered them on. Like I just put them
Yeah.
on and layered them on and kind of want this one to be more like over this way like that. You can kind of just move them the way you want them. And there we go. And now, let's see, the final step is going to be this little ribbon. I just got some black ribbon here, some little that's another thing too. Like, why is banishing associated with black? Why do you use black
Mm,
candles? Why do you like, why are we using black ribbon? And I'm gonna even like put this through like this through the candle here to like seal the edge with my black candle
mm,
that's burning,
nice.
isn't it? And then I'm gonna take it and I'm going to bind it around
I'm writing a list of things that we've mentioned about like covering
about in that
for that one.
theory. But I know
Yeah.
because you know all those things I think are really important.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like really interesting and thoughtful and like
Yeah. And I think a lot of people, well, especially like people who are relatively new, I mean, just it's not just them, but a lot of times people will do things without questioning why. And I think that the why is really important.
yeah, like you should know why you're doing stuff.
Yeah, I
100%
agree.
the why is important. The why is
Yeah.
important because you should always like have a good idea of like why on earth do you do the things that you do and you should have a reason. Like
Yeah.
I have a reason for every candle I light. I have a reason for every word that I speak. If I pulled out the card that I pulled out for a reason, and even if the reason is this, the reason can be because I felt like it or because I felt intuitively inspired. But even
Yeah.
that, like of course now I can't find my sweet little well I have another pair so even if that's the reason is that you felt so inspired like I just felt like doing it I just felt
Yeah.
inspired to do that well then at least you know that that was the because that's a valid reason you know
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
inspired to do this but then it's yours you know
Yeah.
own
I
it
was, that's exactly what I was going to say too. I was going to say like chaos magic and people who like chaos witches still who, usually with chaos, I mean, I am not a chaos practitioner necessarily, but I think that the whole like bottom line of chaos is you don't go with things because you've been told, but their why would be, well, because I want to. I felt called to. So even in something like chaos practice, the why is still important, even if it's just because I felt like it, you know?
exactly I hate that I have to use these like terribly they're like dull scissors. I
I
don't even know
realized
where I.
all of my scissors are dull. I need like a scissor sharpener or new scissors for sure.
I know. I don't even know, or I know because it's expensive to take them into like the what's it called? Into the
Like the shear or whatever it's called.
yeah, or into like the farmers market where they like
Yeah,
that's like
sharpen
they're
them.
like $20 a piece to sharpen those damn scissors. Like
Jeez. You might as well just buy a new pair of scissors.
so then I tied a little bow on the back because I always have to have cute little bows and cute little things. But that's what it is. So
Rad.
let's see. So that's what it is. And it had like its own little hanger on the back already, so I didn't need to create one. It had a little
Nice.
hanger. So then it can just dry like this. It can dry out like this. And so then you'll see the reason why I didn't use the juniper is because when this dries, all these little spines, they just fall
Falling
out.
out.
Like they're just, you shake them and they're like it's
Oh,
horrible. It's not
yeah.
like so. Anyway, and if things fall out of yours, then so be it. Like it just that's was meant to be. So anyway, so like I said, this is like a banishing besom, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna share my screen again, and I'm gonna say this that little spell work thing that I did from the beginning. So like that I was doing. So let's say this again with this now. With root and leaf and fire and thorn, I bind the broom where banes are born. By flame of pepper, dream of wort. By breath of juniper, pain I thwart. Datura guards the spirit gate. Valerian soothes what would agitate. By horseradish wrath and witchwort flame, I sweep away what has no name. Bound by black and sealed by my will, this broom now banishes what may chill. So there we go.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we since we're putting these into two parts, even though we're continuing on right now, we will see you at the next Ditch Witch Diaries.